Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Magnum Videos. Today we're going to talk about the Great Depression. And wait, before you click off, I'm not talking about the financial situation that occurred back in the 30s. This is something that just occurred last week. So let's go out in front. I'll meet you out there right after this. This is our Great Depression. I hope it shows up on video. I don't know if you can see it that well or not, but on the far right side near the property line is the lowest spot, and you can see kind of how I scalped the grass when I went into that rut. So that's the area I'm going to address initially, and then we'll fix the rest of it after that. Here's another angle that may give you a better idea of what's going on here. And here's a third angle that might show it a little better. All right, what you just saw is a depression. It's about maybe 5 feet wide and maybe 12 feet left to right. And it just appeared one morning when I went out there. I had mowed the night before or the afternoon before, and I went out the next day, and it was like, what the heck happened to my beautiful Jonathan Green Black Beauty Ultra Supreme lawn? And I checked it. There was no water. I took a pitchfork and poked it in there. There was no water bubbling up. There was no indication that it was water that had caused it. I spoke with the builder. He informed me that it was probably something that was extremely normal and common because of settling of new construction. And he said I wouldn't worry about it. He said I'll come by and take a look and see if it's anything more serious. But I thought possibly a water line breakage, but my water bill has been the same for the last few days. I can check it daily. It hasn't changed any, so there's obviously no water line break on our side of the meter, and I think it's too far out. The meter is too far out toward the street to cause something like that close to the house. So I agree with the builder, and I think it probably is just settling of construction. My daughter said that it could be, construction debris that has just rotted away and decomposed over the past year and a half since the house was built. That is possible also. Anyway, I want to talk about options for fixing it and getting it back to its normal state. I've come up with 4 possible scenarios of how to fix it. So let's look at those one at a time. Option 1 is probably going to be more expensive than I want to invest in this, and I believe option 1 is going to be having someone bring in fill material, dirt, compost, whatever it happens to be, sand, and just spreading it out on top of that and letting it settle down into the level. That's going to give us a situation where we have no grass for a while, and it's going to involve seeding this fall and watering for 2 weeks, etc. So it's going to be a time-consuming, it's not an instant fix. So that's option 1. Option 2 is possibly even more expensive than option 1, but we don't lose our beautiful lawn during this process. it would involve having someone come in with a sod cutter, remove the sod, bring in the fill material, put that in, and put the sod back. And then we're going to have to water it religiously for a while it establishes its roots again. I like that option because we don't lose the lawn, and I don't like it because of the potential expense it's going to involve. Option 3 is probably the one I'm going to employ for this. It would involve doing a basic lawn leveling process where I probably dig the sod out of a small strip where it's extremely low, where I scalp the grass on the other side, and just filling that and putting the sod back. I'm looking at maybe a foot wide and 3 foot long, so that should be relatively easy to do. And then from that point on, just putting fill in on a weekly basis to about a ½ inch and raking it so that the grass isn't smothered and doesn't die. It's probably going to take 8 to 10 weeks to get that filled up back where it's supposed to be, and then this fall we can go ahead and core aerate and reseed over the top in case we lose any of it. So that's option 3, and I think that's the one I'm going to employ. Option 4 is probably the quickest, easiest, and least expensive. What it involves is getting out my air compressor, punching a hole in the middle of that depression, sticking the hose in there, and pumping air down below that to bring it up to its normal level, and then putting a cork in it when I pull the hose out. I think option 3 is going to be my choice, but I would like to have your comments, especially if you are someone who has done this before, and even if you're not. I hope to hear from Ryan Knorr, because he knows about stuff like this. Alan Hain, he knows about stuff like this. The turf mechanic, he knows about that. The Lawncology guy, he's really knowledgeable on that. So let me know what you think. Which option would you employ? What would you use? And let me know anything that I may not have thought of from your expertise. So that's it for now. I will be doing some work on this, and I'll put future videos up to show you how it's coming along. So until I speak with you again, and even after that, you stay focused.
All right.